I'm Emma from Buzz. I'm joined by Ailsa Tully from somewhere in Scotland.
So I'm staying on Aaron, yeah, in Ayrshire, I think. Yeah.
So my first question was, when you were releasing your second EP, Holy Isle, last year, how did not being able to tour it affect your audience building as an artist?
It's interesting because I think at that point we could have probably toured, but then it was a bit of a kind of unknown time. But we were really lucky because we did the tour with Another Sky, and that was amazing. Obviously, it makes a massive difference when you do tour, and so that would be nice to actually get back out on the road again and do that properly. But yeah, I think because I was touring with Another Sky as their support, that was kind of okay because it was like a similar timing. And then then the whole EP came out like a week after that had finished, but people had already heard most of the songs. So that was amazing to like actually be with the audience and like actually like have a real physical thing happen, like a kind of like communication just that you just can't get in any other way. So that was really kind of a bit of a relief to have that, to know there's like an impact actually to what's happening.
You played BBC6 Fringe.
Yes.
That like, because it was an all-day event, wasn't it? So did you have people coming and going and you had to kind of get them to stay and listen to you?
No, we were really lucky. People were great. They just kind of came and listened. It was amazing. I think Wales is really good for that though. I think people kind of have a lot of time for you, and people love music there, and they're really supportive of like artists that are emerging, or you know, smaller artists. I did have Steve Lamacq go to the loo, and I think that was like maybe the only person that came in and out. I don't know. I think he maybe stayed, but I can't remember. I didn't really see him.
Did you learn anything from your second EP that's helped you work towards the next or whatever you've got lined up?
Yeah, it's well, I guess you're always kind of learning and progressing, hopefully. I kind of feel like I predicted well what the things would do. Like I kind of knew that like some songs would do better than others, and I kind of was kind of right with my prediction. So I was like, maybe I trust my sense of judgment more. And now it's kind of a bit of a fresh start for me in terms of like, where am I going now that I've explored some things, and I was kind of growing into some, you know, like I wanted to use more field recordings and like kind of hone my sense of melody and my sense of like sound world and like who I've got involved and stuff. That was all kind of being honed in Holy Isle EP.
Speaking of your field recordings, because I think everything's so interesting about how you can like record a washing machine and all that sort of thing. Is it like on your new song? Are you recording like a kettle?
Yeah, it's a kettle. It was kind of like it's a song about a conversation, and so a lot of conversations start with like a cup of tea. You know, like you sit down, have it, and but there's a lot of tension in the kettle though, and that is also, there's a lot of tension in this conversation. So yes, kettles. I can't seem to like stop myself, but I'm like just finding these sounds and be like, this is fine, use this.
What's your favorite ever field recording you've captured before?
I set up a Zoom recorder by some bird feeders, and I managed to get the kind of like of the wings. You know, you hear it sometimes like when you're in like if they're in like very close to you, like in a hedge or something, and it's like really nice quality of like texture but also rhythm within that, and it's so fine, you know, like it's such a kind of like, I don't know, it's such a light sound, but there's quite a lot of force to it. It's almost like a kind of like percussive, like almost like a roll, and I was really glad that I got that. But I need to, that's kind of the next step, is like turning these into like maybe not just like ongoing drones or like background, but actually like making them into little bites of like rhythm. So that's what I'm kind of interested in getting into properly, and that's what this new song is exploring the most. I've never done drum stuff before, so this is kind of the first time I've used field recordings in a drum context.
With Mothering, that's what it's called, the new single. What's something you'd like people to like take from it?
Listen to yourself. you and trust your instincts. That's what I would say take from it. Yeah, I think it's about people not being able to see each other because of their own, being filtered through the prism of their own kind of experiences and their brains and everything, and all these arguments that happen because people are just viewing each other as they can see things, and as they and their insecurities and everything that they project, and all this kind of stuff that happens where you just can't quite see each other. And I think that can warp your sense of identity. Someone sees you in a certain way. It felt like the way to transition into a different instrument while retaining like the things that I loved. And I like that there's only 4 strings, and I like that that gives me more space to create melody because I'm limited by the amount of chords I can make.
So you're playing Green Man this year.
Yes.
I'm wondering who you're looking forward to sharing a stage with at Green Man.
Oh, there's so many good people playing this year, but now they've all gone out of my brain. I'm really excited to see Alex G.
What was your first experience of playing a festival?
I think it was playing at Nostock in Herefordshire, and I started playing, and this guy, that was like old man, was like, I'm gonna get up with you and play as well. And I was like, oh no, because like he was like playing the magic. He was really good, but I just didn't know what to play. It's actually quite awkward. So it's actually like quite a lot of awkward pictures of me. Like I was at the time I was playing the electric cello, and he was like, banjoing it up, and I was like, oh, is this what's supposed to happen? But never mind.
Do you think about how you'll perform a song live as you're writing it, or is it something you think of post-production?
I really don't ever think about that kind of thing. I just kind of write the song. And I think that's actually something that I'm quite bad at. And it's been quite interesting with mothering, because we always use live drums. And this has been the first time where it's going to be all on SPD, because it's all sounds that I've recorded. So it's interesting because I would never have ever have thought about that. And now I'm thinking, oh my God. And my poor drummer, she's like dancing around like the SPD, like doing a million things at once. And I think actually that's something I'm really bad at thinking about. So yeah, I just kind of think about the song, I suppose.
My last question is, what are you most looking forward to this year?
I mean, I'm really looking forward to Green Man. I love Green Man, and I've been going like every year for like years and years, and it's kind of my closest festival. So that's really, really would be so fun, and it's such a privilege to play there. So that's going to be great. And what else am I looking forward to? I mean, I might be going to Bulgaria. That would be cool. But yeah, more music, and I want to start an album really and get that. So get somewhere with that, and that would be nice to actually have time to make things. So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to, making new strange drum parts and making new sad songs. Yeah.
It sounds.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for talking to me today.
No worries. Thank you for having me.